This committee met. We have a budget, Ms. Sanders.
Good evening, Mercy. I know stand before but ask for this.
Recommendation, budget amendment. Motion to. But the business, Mr. Jenkins, favor say aye. Aye. Likewise. Carried. Ms. Watson, policy and only. Anybody have donation? Another day. And Dr. Roy, teacher.
Afternoon. Last year, percent strategic was one correction made to that strategic plan. The goal is to increase guardian campus 70%. Based on change, intended approval, strategic for the 20 out to 20 school year.
And but not the whip just plan.
Also, the agenda have set days. We need to approve policies 6 on the policy. I'll make the
Motion.
Second.
And by Dr. All in favor? Motion. Student services operations out of change.
Yes, that also the 20, we had one item for information, which was presentational, and then we had Dr. Farrell coming us 2 items for action. First bit EIS MOU.
The EIS is presented at the committee meeting, and the committee that the come to board. Those from Rocky Mount Police Department coming. The box give us a presentation of what that is. No national schools and serve as a measure for the city of and Nash County schools. At this time, as Lieutenant Rocky Mount to come.
Sir, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
It is a pleasure to be here to speak to you this evening. As Dr. Farrow alluded to, I'm here to talk to you about a company that we are partnered with, Flock Safety. Now, they started in the business of license plate readers, but I'm not here to talk about license plate reader cameras. I'm here to talk about our gunshot detection stuff with them. So, 2 things you go to know who to want to obtain a clear understanding of the Flock gunshot detection sensors, what they do, how they work. We would use them, why they would benefit your school, why Rocky Mount High. Now, that may be news to some of you, but Rocky Mount High is our goal. It's going to be encompassed in part of this larger net of the gunshot detection stuff. Define what is needed from each partner in this growing relationship, and then determine the next steps forward for the gunshot detection sensors. So who is Flock Safety? Well, Flock Safety means and by over 6,000 law enforcement agencies, over 1,000 businesses, and they deliver a real-time intelligence while upholding CJIS standards. They are CJIS compliant with the state and the federal level. The product that they offer is more or less handled by them on the hardware side of things. The data side of things is handled by the law enforcement agency. We'll get into that a little bit deeper. But Flock Safety is a very large technology company, and they're ever so growing, and definitely, obviously, trusted by the Rocky Mount Police Department. So what about gunshot detection? There are sensors that recognize sounds that make certain frequencies. Now, this is not your Alexa at home or your Echo, your Dot, whatever it is you may have at home for your smart house. It's not always listening. What it is doing is picking up certain frequencies that is programmed to pick up for gunshot, fireworks, other disruptive things that may happen in the community, such as what we call a sideshow or street sideshow or street takeover. It may also, I'm told by the company, and this is still under some development, that in the future it'll be able to pick up cries for help. So continuous cries for help. This was developed to help with some of the bystander effect. Now, you may not know what the bystander effect is, but that bystander effect is, oh, I don't need to call the police. Somebody else will do it. This eliminates that. And it gives us a real-time notification that something is happening in that area with a triangulation effect that has a very low area of error, so to speak. So no, it's not listening all the time. It's not that we can log into it live. We cannot. It's not constantly listening. We can't log into it and say, I wonder what's happening at Rocky Mount High today. Let's log in. No, we can't do that. The data we get from it is historic data. At the point that we get a notification, start at the beginning, nothing happens, bang, a gunshot, forbid. Let's say a gunshot happens at Rocky Mount High. Boom. That system picks it up, says, hey, this meets the frequency of a gunshot. Sends it to Rocky Mount PD on our Flock side, our platform. We get notification. Our officers can listen to what it recorded historically only. It's not a live listen. It's not log in and listen. We're listening to that historic. Meanwhile, we got officers on the way. So somebody else is saying, yep, I'm hearing it on the Flock system. It's like a gunshot. We got other officers headed to Rocky Mount High. It tells us roughly where that gunshot occurred. So I'm sure some of you have, and I'm going to speak a computer's name for this company. Hopefully they don't shoot me for it, pun intended. So ShotSpotter. Now we have that technology as well. Yes, this is a competitor for ShotSpotter, but Rocky Mount Police Department is putting the two companies together in our city. So that pushes me to the site plan. And why Rocky Mount High? Rocky Mount High is close, larger area that we're covering, being a electric station. So this was an investment years ago to protect infrastructure. Part of that, Rocky Mount High is encompassed in part of the area. This is the neighborhood near it, as you can see by the site plan on the PowerPoint. Those little purple circles are the rough locations that we expect to put a detection or a sensor. And now this is where we work with personnel to determine this is the best place for this. There's a good pole here, so forth, so on. What you'll see around the back side of the school is roughly the property line. It's again a rough draw out. They would be on that property line. again, to triangulate anything that happens on that school property. So that presented us that unique opportunity, being that substation. Again, it's infrastructure for you guys, for the school system. It costs you nothing except an MOU agreement with us to allow us on the site to put the equipment there and to maintain it. It's solar powered. It doesn't require it to connect to your work. It uses cellular communications to communicate back and forth with the notifications that it picks up. They own the hardware, as I said earlier. They own the hardware, of course, partnering through us, and we own the data. So the data gets sent to us, we own it through their platform. And then we get real-time alerts to officers, as I described earlier. Now, I will say I've noticed the presence of technology somewhat prevents crime. So if you got a bad guy in the area and he says, man, there's a camera here, I either got to do something else to thwart that camera, or maybe I'll take my crime somewhere else. I prefer taking the crime somewhere else, or let's just not do it at all. Right? There are currently no schools in North Carolina that I know of and that our Flock rep knows of that's partnered with a law enforcement agency using Flock or any kind of gun detector. And that's a public school. There are private schools that are using similar stuff. So what are the next steps? One, need that approve between us and us. I've bounced back with Dr. Farrow, our attorney, the school attorneys. We've this MOU back and forth, and everything's to be ironed out. Everybody seems to be in agreement as far as I can tell.
So I'm gonna interrupt you. That's why we're bringing it tonight. We thought that MOU would be coming back prior to the committee, and it was a day late. So that's why we're trying to push it today ahead of the board. So we have the presentation. Normally, you know, we go through a committee, but we wanted to get this done after we met. We didn't want to delay it another month. They were wanting to move forward. They had met senior staff with Dr. Farrer and the group, and the MOUs went back and forth with lawyers, and we finally got it back. And that's why we're trying to get it tonight, full board. But you're right, we didn't put it through the committee yet.
Certainly. So MOU is done. The next step is I and Sergeant Summerlin, who is here with me, will work with school personnel to ensure the installation locations are satisfactory. Then I'll contact our Flock representative, our Flock installer. They come on site and start doing the installations. And then a collaborative effort between us and your PIO to educate the community. This is what's at the school. This is what you can expect from it. And then last thing is promptly respond to any incidents the sensors may pick up. And that's 24/7. So it may not be that your school is in session. It may be that somebody's doing something crazy on the school grounds on a weekend or a holiday. We would know about it in real time at that rate and not have to play catch up later. So lastly, we're ready. Are you?
I have a question.
Yes.
So all are gonna start or think about doing?
So far, yes. Now I will say this, later this year, we should have, Tar River Academy covered, by ShotSpotter. Not Tar River Academy, I'm sorry. Yep,
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain Middle and Tar River Academy. They should be covered by our additional square mile of. Yes.
So the time we're working in this MOU approved.
We are the companies has to get installation agreements on sensors. This one's okay. That phone call a week of and then make installation.
Any other question?
My question, once you get them, yeah. Maybe back property proposal. I think you guys are gonna have a piece of it. They always cameras out of that property.
The check to speak. Full, let's ping. Familiar with, phone. Your cell phone functioning, you that ping on. Like, it's malfunction. Box says, "Hey, it's malfunction. You got to go maintenance on." Vandal, and they fit. It's again to you guys, either on us, it's on again hardware. So that's part of the thing of work safety is we've had one of our reader was by a pole was our pole come squid hammer, right? We called and they okay, problem, come out. They fixed it weeks later, up and running. Yes, sir.
Yes, in a tree it's ended, it was being, oh,
Yeah, yes and no. Has as crime to the extent can't speak tonight, stat ever that prevent other from happening at school in the. You had a question.
whether they're outside, go back down to school ground.
Not, Jason, this, was that the language?
That's part of CJ compliance. Been those that do the missions, our rep Taylor, if they through the process, vetting process for doing.
So obviously you let me know you do, because I know she, or anybody know what they were. A ribbon put in.
Correct. That was still a technology, and less it's going to work. We start doing that work.
Lieutenant Meadows, if you would, if you could iterate at agree and the using of Rocky High School is not concern you all have about this incident happening at Rocky High School because of the location of where Rocky Mount High sits, and it's in a that all the attack to some of the spotter knowledge that place in it, but that was
Correct, because Rocky in common opportunity. So Rocky High is an opportunity because of the station that's near on off of 3. That's how we were able into Rocky Mountain, into area or into that, so to speak. It's not you looked at and said, high's got the chain. No, it's this opportunity to have to prevent one of our big area that we're
and the good for us if to be a that Rocky Mountain obviously were then the layer of safety technology have in place in terms of help Rocky Mountain other law.
That's right.
Sometimes good.
Any question?
Is sound and video?
No, sir. It's only, and again, that it's not only
Because that okay, but you're not going.
Uh,
And funding, is this funded? So look at others who are they?
so with the city out, I know is the heart early, and this was our wastewater, electric rock, call them our infrastructure key infrastructures in this. We used with them as grant. It was standing. This was 4 years back, and it's just been able to get traction. Right. This is part of that little competency. There may be school system or this incorporated in others, but I can't speak to that.
Any other questions?
I will, Dr. touch with our represent that's a wealth knowledge can show those questions.
Thing I like about it is we feel about safety for us, and it's not to the tax dime. And quite a few people have worked campus. I see even think not, and I thank you and the info, and I'll continue with to say I would a number
Make them.
by
Second it.
Mr. Second the Chambers, block you. All right, all wise, you carry. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
This time to the supervisor's report. Just want for that, we wanted to get their meeting on timeline for a month. Appreciate that. Where it go? More channel. I just want dates out to work October 10th, Friday. We have our little learn club October 3rd. That is 2 and 4 pre-K at work. The night is at Ash, October 28th, 7:30. October, have a family helmet set. There's a video link on the site, starts 6 o'clock. It's National Student Appreciation Day, which was week, recognizing our custodian. So National Appreciation Month. We're doing that on the 16th. It's Pension Month. Make sure you check the site information with some news. Make sure website. Thank you. Here's a report. The Board of Education and National Board of Governors, we have a meeting October 8th, 6 p.m. Williford School. Also past week, the privilege in the special public. I'd like to extend congratulations to Southern Nash Band, National for playing, presenting our system. Board Education for 27 work session meet November. And the next board will be November 3rd to 25. That being it, this time anybody got a little thing to add to the, I will take a motion adjourn. Motion to table with favor say aye. Those likewise, motion carried. Meeting is